In this video, we're going to be talking about what I believe to be the single best way to share your story online and some tips and tricks you can utilize to maximize your impact. Let's get into it. What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. My name's Jared Brown and I am a creative storyteller and Jesus follower, and I am hoping to encourage an entire generation by documenting radical love. I've been making regular content and telling stories that have rocked my world over here on the internet for somewhere between 5 and 6 years. We all know that social media is the digital town square where people exchange ideas, goods and services, tell stories that move us. So what's the best way to make sure that your story is the one being shared throughout the marketplace and online? It's simple. Document your journey. Let me show you an example. Yesterday, my friend Joshua Verwers, when we were on our live stream every Wednesday, Vlogpastors, 10:30 a.m. When we were on our live stream, he began talking about a coworker of his who had just returned back from a month-long trip in Guatemala, actually Central America. The dude had flown down because he had heard that you could purchase a bike, get it licensed, titled in your name, and you could then drive it around whatever country you needed to. And he would every day take a picture, just one, a picture of something he found interesting and share his thoughts about the ride that day. He did it for the entire month and it's absolutely fascinating. Now, why it's fascinating is because I'm somebody who's never gonna do that. I'm never gonna fly down to Central America, buy a bike, and do what he did. But I can experience that by following his story, a simple documentation on a website. Maybe you're not as courageous as that. Maybe you're a brand. Maybe you're like my friend Lance, who was led by the Lord to develop these coffee shops. He wanted to establish an outpost of heaven inside of a local community, and he wanted to call it a coffee shop. And sharing his story on my channel, just 20 minutes of his time, maybe it was 30, who knows, he was able to reach nearly 100,000 people. People resonated with what he was doing. He took his story and began to post pieces of it online through social media, through Facebook, and the community has rallied around it. They want to go to that coffee shop. They want to experience what it's like to be a coffee snob in a safe place with people who love coffee, and they love his story because it's a kingdom story. Fun fact, he's opened up a second coffee shop in a neighboring town because those people want the same thing. Just in case you think your brand is too niche, too niche, too whatever you want to call that word, it's not. There's people out there who know it, resonate with it, and love it. All the way down to some British YouTubers. Have you ever seen Alex Steele? He's a blacksmith, he likes to make things, or maybe just Alex, he's a fisherman, he likes to explore the world. They will take something that they're interested in and they will document the making of that thing. Or just Alex, he will document the growing. He's a gardener. He likes to live in his van and he travels around, and he's recently been trying to grow things in his little flat that he has in the backyard. He loves to grow produce and whatnot. So he's been learning to grow things, and his journey documenting the simple nature of that process has been absolutely fascinating. So whether you're creating a broadsword from raw metal and material, or you're planting something in the ground, your story matters, and there's somebody out there who wants to hear said story. All right, so that's what it is. Your story matters, you need to document that story, but how can you do that? What are some tips and tricks that can be passed along? For instance, number one, who are you talking to? Who is your audience? For Lance, it was the coffee snobs out there. For these British guys, it's steel makers, it's makers, it's people who are adventurers for them. It could be anything. You need to know who your audience is though, so that you can know where they are. Number two, where is your audience? Where do they gather online? Where do you find yourself when you're looking for information in your subject? What platform do you like to frequent? And how do you like to consume that content? Which is actually a cheat into number three. How do they receive their content? For instance, Joshua's friend, he likes to go to online motorcycle forums, and that's where he began posting his stuff, eventually gathering an audience and moving it to his personal page. And people now know that he creates that type of stuff. He drives around Central America. They want to see these adventures that he goes on. Therefore, he posts it on his page. They now know to come to it. Where are you going to post? Where are your people? Where are they at? And number four, how are you going to stand out? Is it your filmmaking? Is it your pace? Is it your style? What is it about you that makes you different? How do you stand out from the rest of the pack? What's your uniqueness? Accentuate that. I want to share a couple of things that I've learned over the last 5 or 6 years of documenting my story so that maybe you can cut the line and jump forward a little bit and kind of not wipe out maybe as hard as I have over the years, because I've wiped out pretty hard. The number one thing that I've learned in this journey is do something. I don't know who the great philosopher was, but basically YouTube philosopher. They said, no one gathers around and watches somebody do nothing. You're not gonna sit down and watch somebody watching TV. That's gonna get old in about 30 seconds. You wanna see people who are doing things. If you want people to be interested in your story, accentuate the times that you are doing something. What are you doing? Preferably something that you love and are called to do, because you're gonna be doing a lot of it, and you're gonna find that out in further steps, further tips. Anyway, number 2, find out what resonates with your audience. So you've been making stuff, you've been doing stuff, you've been documenting that process. What do they like about it? They'll be leaving comments down below in the comments, and if you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you like about it, because that's your feedback. That's people saying, we like the pace, we like the style, we like your colors, we like your attitude, we like what you do about this, we like how you popped in the pictures here. There's something that resonates with your audience that they like about you and the things that you are doing that you can keep making more of, because there's people who are coming to see it. It's kind of fun that way. It's like a snowball that builds. Number 3, make more of that. Just make some more. Make more videos. Make more trials, make more errors, make more. Just make more. You don't need to make more of your life, you just need to document more of it. Find creative ways day to day to say the same thing 1,000 times, because you're interested in 1 or 2 major nuggets, and you are saying basically the same thing. This is how you build a sword. This is how you build a sword. You need to come up with creative ways to document the unique knife's edge of the sword and how you're going to taper it this time, and this time around you're going to do a broadsword, a short sword, a dagger. Whatever it is, find a unique way to talk about the same topic over again and over again and over again, because you're going to be saying it over again and over again and over again. Which brings me to step number 4, which of course is enjoy the process. If you don't love what you do, if you don't love your story, then go out and do something that you love. You need to enjoy, you need to love your own story. You need to love where God has you, where He's placed you, how you are magnifying His name in this world. And if you don't, pause right there. punny, pause right there. The video of your life, and go out and do something. Go out and sit before the Lord. Go out and find out what His purpose for your life is, and go after it with all of your might. Once you're in that zone, begin documenting the process and enjoy that process. Therefore, you won't burn out, because you're gonna be making, this is a marathon, you're gonna be making more and more and more and more and more. I believe that if you utilize some of these tips and take some of the tricks that I've taught you here in this video, you can really go the distance. You can maximize your story, the one that God's given uniquely to you in this world. Your story matters. His story matters. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.